What's going on, guys? Your boy Maze here. We're back with another video, and in today's video guys, me doing my concept for LR Escanor before he's actually released. So this is pretty much my prediction video. For you guys that don't know, shout out to my boy Beats for the podcast and for the other things that we've done in terms of creating like actual concepts for characters. We have created a Escanor concept right here, so I will be covering this as we go throughout the video. But before we actually hop into the video, make sure to subscribe to your boy Amazing. We're on the road to that 40,000 subscribers, man. If you guys like these concept videos where I make my own prediction on what the character will be and I kind of explain my reasoning, definitely make sure to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And we have Escanor pulled up here in the game just so we can kind of refer to his original skills and his passives, and we can actually hop in here, guys, and kind of talk about what my Escanor or what my prediction for Escanor, LR Escanor will do. So let's hop in, guys. So Sunshine Holy Knight Escanor, for his passive, the one at the pinnacle, for every ultimate move gauge, increases all stats by 3%. By the way, this buff is going to be a gray buff. So pretty much what I want it to be is kind of like the one Escanor, where he gets like a little gray buff and then it increases the stats, right? It's not like a, I don't want it to be a blue buff or anything like that. I mean, it can be because of this second part in the passive, which we'll talk about. Removes debuffs and becomes immune to debuffs, and increases all stats by an additional 15% when the hero's ultimate move gauge is completely filled. So pretty much, if we look at the original green Escanor right here, guys, and we look at his passive, I went from just removing buffs and debuffs from self and becoming immune to the effects, and then when the ultimate move gauge is filled, I pretty much made it to just remove debuffs and become immune to debuffs, because I don't want Escanor to get like buffed up and then just instantly remove that. I felt like that was definitely a negative from Escanor back in the day. But if we make it so that it removes debuffs and becomes immune to debuffs, then it doesn't even matter. You push up the ultimate, you cannot be stunned, you cannot be dissolved, unless it's obviously like an attack dissolve. But like, yeah, it's just broken, you know what I mean? It's just a broken ability. So yeah, that's his passive, and that's kind of the change that I did. So if you guys see, removes buffs and debuffs from self and becomes immune to such effects when the hero's ultimate move gauge is completely filled. My version is for every ultimate move gauge, increases all stats by 3%. It becomes 30% as it's doubled when you get maximum ultimate move gauge. You remove debuffs and become immune to debuffs when the hero's ultimate move gauge is completely filled. So that's pretty much my idea for what Escanor will be in terms of his passive. And I feel like it's, it might not seem fair, but think about this, guys. LR Melly got, what is it, 20% all stats on his ultimate? Absolutely insane, right? Like that's just a crazy amount. So I don't want to like kind of shaft Escanor here. I gotta give him the benefit of the doubt, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta give him what he deserves. So yeah, there's Escanor's passive, guys. Let's move on to the first skill right here, which is going to be Elegant Blow. Inflicts flood damage equal to 550% of attack on one enemy and fills the hero's ultimate move gauge by 2 orbs. If you guys that don't know what flood does, it's going to be 0.8% additional damage for every percent of remaining HP on self. Now, the only change that really happened with that skill for Escanor is just the effect being added onto the skill, and then obviously the damage percent. I tried to match LV's damage percent, so if you guys go to LRLV, and you kind of see like the way his would be, I wanted to match this. It would be 264, 330, and then 550. That's pretty much what I want to go for, right? So that's what I think Escanor should do with his card effect. It would just be inflicts flood damage and then 555 or 550. And then fills also move gauge by 2 orbs. So that's pretty much what I'm trying to go for, right? It makes sense. Flood is on the one Escanor, and then Scorch is on the one ultimate. So I feel like it's fair, to just give him Flood. Escanor definitely deserves that, you know what I mean? So I don't mind having Escanor to have that ability on his first skill, and it also would just do a lot more damage, right? It's just going to be really convenient. And then we move on to the second skill here, guys, which is going to be a lot of stuff we got going on here. Cruel Sun. So we're going to cancel buffs and stances on one enemy and inflicts polarized damage equal to 300% of attack. Applies 2 ignite effects for 4 turns, and when the hero has 4 or more ultimate move gauge, reduces the enemy's ultimate move gauge or by 1. So he has ignite, obviously applying the ignites with his attack, and then he also has pulverize, increasing his damage dealt by 20% for every orb in the hero's ultimate move gauge. So the synergy here is that you want to use this skill first, obviously at rank 3, to kind of like push up your ultimate move gauge, and then you have this skill right here, guys, which is gonna pretty much allow you to have gauge reduction, which can be very, very cool, right? You have the gauge reduction when you have 4 or more ultimate move gauge, and you also have canceling buffs and stances at the rank 3. So pretty much what I want the skill to do in the actual game would be on the rank 1, I wanted to cancel stances. So cancel stances and inflict you know, pulverized damage equal to 180% of attack, and it applies 1 ignite on the enemy. So it would apply 1 ignite, it would cancel stance, and it would do 180% with pulverized damage, right? The second one would be cancel buffs and stances from one enemy and inflict, pulverized damage equal to 180% of attack, and then ignites for 3 turns. And then the rank 3, as you guys saw in here, would be 2 ignite effects, 300% of attack, cancel buffs and stances, and have pulverized with the gauge reduction effect as well. So yeah, very kind of like stacked card, but I'm trying to make it so that it has some like, you know, use in the meta. For you guys that don't know, Queen Diane is very prevalent right now with Sin's teams, and there's pretty much no way you kind of stop them unless you're running like Ghislaine tier teams, right, with the cancel stance rank 1. So I'm thinking Escanor can maybe be another character that can do cancel stance as well, having it on the rank 1, on the rank 2, and the rank 3, and then also the added addition of having the buff removal on the rank 2 and the buff removal on the rank 3 could definitely help when facing characters that do use buffs, right, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, Cruel Sun, Elegant Blow, very cool skills, and that's kind of my like thought process going into it. It was mainly to kind of deal with some of the characters in the meta. The cancel stance is also really nice, and if you really think about it as well, this would mean that Escanor could be used on things like, you know, just to give you guys an idea, Nidhogg could actually be used on, right, because he's increasing his own all stats, he has cancel stance, you know, that's a really good combo, and he's obviously gauge filling, his ultimate's gonna do a lot. Escanor would be a really good DPS on that fight. Just think about it, guys, think about it, you know what I'm saying? So just something to think about. And then yeah, moving on to his ultimate here, guys, we have Punishment. So for the increases the hero's basic stats by 50% for 2 turns and inflicts sever damage equal to 1260% of attack on one enemy, and obviously sever is going to be triple the crit chance. Obviously this is at 6 out of 6, guys. I have the 1 out of 6 icon, but it's meant to be at 6 out of 6. So Escanor right now, before his actual LR, will just inflict damage equal to 120 or 1260% of attack on one enemy, and pretty much what I wanted to do is that it adds sever on it, and then it increases basic stats by 50% at 6 out of 6. So obviously the scaling would be different depending on your dupe level, so maybe they would have it at like 5%, 10%, 20, 30, 40, 50, maybe like something like that. I don't know exactly how they would do it for the basic stat, but you know, and something along those lines, like the way they did it with LV, would be fair to me, in my opinion, right? And then obviously Merlin Link wouldn't change the effects on the actual like card, so it would still be, you know, increases heroes basic stats by 50%, and he would still get sever, but the damage would increase to 1440%, which might not be necessary considering it's sever now. You just guaranteed crit, everything dies, right? So very crazy ultimate right there, guys. And then moving on to the final part of the kit right here, guys, is the Holy Relic. I did not touch the Holy Relic. I pretty much kept it the same, because I don't know if they're actually going to be updating Holy Relics or not with these LR characters. Are they going to be changing them? We will find out when LR Escanor is a thing, right? So increases the attack of the by the value equal to 50% of the hero's defense at the start of the battle. So pretty much Escanor, the higher his defense from the rip, will be the higher his attack. So if you run like maybe triple defense Escanor, he's going to be super tanky, he's gonna increase his attack as well, and maybe that's his new best set, you know what I mean? Something along those lines could be pretty crazy. But pretty much, guys, that is my prediction right there for LR Escanor. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys would have done to kind of change him. Obviously, Escanor, other than this, will get like a stat increase, so like all of his substats will increase, all of his basic stats will increase, all of that will probably go to like 70 something KCC for sure. And he'll obviously be getting like the LR outfit and everything. So yeah, I'm just stoked, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below of my, you know, little prediction here for LR Escanor, and let me know if you guys like it, or how would you guys change it, or how would you guys change Escanor yourself, right? How would you guys want to see LR Escanor in the game? Let me know in the comment section below. But that's gonna be it for the video, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace out and have a good rest of your day, y'all.